Welcome to another instructional tutorial on Socrative. Socrative is a audience response system. So there's the ability as a instructor to create some engaging types of activities, be they quizzes to polls, all kinds of different things that you can do with this particular package. It is a web-based app along with a mobile device app. On my screen, I've logged into the web-based app, Socrative.com. So as usual, you need to sign up and create an account. The nice thing about it is the students don't need to sign up, they just need to log in, and they can access this with any device and participate. So I'm actually going to show it using a smartphone. So on the left is going to be the teacher view on the iPad, and on the right is going to be the student view. So go through the process, click sign up, the blue box in the right corner of the screen there, and go through the process of signing up. And then once you do that, you will log in. Once you go through the login process as an instructor, you will get to this page. When you created your account, you established an email and password that was linking that account to you. So the screen that you will see is right here in front of you. Go ahead and log in. Once you've logged in, your screen looks like the one on the left, the one that's on the iPad. Look at the room number right here. You will be given a standard room number when you log in. This is what's important. This is what you share with your students in order to get them to participate. If you are working in a face-to-face environment, this is something that you can just write on the board. Also notice right now, as we're looking at the Socrative dashboard, we have 0 students in this room because we haven't invited anybody yet. And here's a number of activities that you can do. There's the some question activities, simple single multiple choice questions, true and false short answer. We have various quiz-based activities. A start quiz allows you to have a list of a number of questions that you just hit start quiz, and you have some different setups from configuration, but students could then go ahead and take this quiz. There's an exit ticket, which allows you to do kind of a capstone type of an assessment, end of the day or end of this activity, and there's some kind of canned questions. So what did you learn? These types of things. And then Space Race is a quiz game where speed is of the essence, so that's something else that you can look at. I'm not going to talk about all these. I'm going to show some of the basics, but as you get to use this, you'll find that it's pretty easy for you to use. Also want to point out things like clear the room. That's important if you're going to create something. Maybe you have a class at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then that same class is later on that same day, and you'd like to use the same thing. Rather than reinventing the wheel, you can actually get your information, have the students participate in the quiz at the 10 o'clock class time, and capture all that data as much as you need to capture it. You can then clear the room, which wipes out all of the data results and allows you to reuse all the stuff. So that'll be important later. So let's talk about things from a student's point of view. Again, I got the iPhone to the right. That's going to be the student representation here. As you can see, there is a student app that they can download. This works on both an Android device as well as an iOS device, but they can also just go to Socrative.com. Their actual login is M, as in Mary, the letter M, .Socrative.com. That's the student's login to the web-based app for Socratic. Once they do that, they're going to get a screen in which they're asked to identify the room number. So again, as we go forward, if you look at the screen on the left, here is that room number. So I, as a student, then have been given this room number by my faculty. All I have to do is type in that room number and then say join room. Oops, would help if I typed it correctly, would it not? 8981 and say join room. Now you'll notice that as soon as this actually conducts the activity, you'll see that that number went from 0 to 1. Now something that's important to remember is that until that student joins the room, if you have 15, 20 people in your class, until that student joins the room, that number's not going to change. You're not going to have anybody participating. So if you have a number of different things that you can do at this particular point. We have the student, in this particular case, only one student has joined the classroom. They're in here. You can see what their screen says. Please wait for the teacher to start the next activity. So it's now up to you as the faculty to push out what you're going to do. So in this case, I'm going to start a quiz. So we move over here to the left. Remember, the left is the faculty screen. I'm going to click on Start a Quiz. Now, I can have some selected quizzes already saved in here, and I would hit this little drop-down menu to find those, or I can actually just kind of create a quiz. So let's say I have a practice quiz in here. I'm going to hit test 3. I don't remember what that is, but I created it a while back. So the next choice that I have to make is whether it's a student-paced quiz or a teacher-paced quiz. If it's a teacher-paced quiz, that means I release the first question, and every question thereafter is not released to the students until I decide to do so. So let's say you were going to do a lecture along with some activities during the class period today, and maybe you had 4 or 5 little formative assessment pieces along the way where you wanted to stop periodically and ask the students a question. You could leave this as teacher-paced, and that way periodically, maybe every 10-15 minutes, you want to stop to see where folks are at in their understanding. You could go ahead and release the next question. Once that's done, or if you like that kind of setup, once you announce it or list it as a teacher-paced quiz, the students will take one of the answers and they will get what you're seeing right now on that student iPhone. Please wait for the teacher to start the next activity by the time for you to release that next one. If you select student-paced quiz, that means they're going to see the entire quiz at one time, and after they finish one question, it'll automatically load the second question for them. So those are your choices. I'm going to select the teacher-paced quiz for this particular activity. So again, looking at the instructor dashboard, we're waiting for the first response. Now, you can't exactly see what's going on here. We happen to be able to see it because if we look over here to the right, we can see that it's waiting for us to do something. So on the student's computer, I'm putting in the name of the particular student, and I'm going to hit submit. And now again it says waiting for teacher to send next question. We can see that Smith Superman has now been loaded. It's just like that's the first question, so we have the first answer. If you look at the 3 blue boxes on the screen from the instructor side, we have hide live results, which it's not the way it's set because otherwise we wouldn't see that name pop up, and you'll see what that looks like with the next question. We also have send next question to student, which if we're ready to do that, this is where we're going to be. We're going to click on the send next question to student. We're going to do that in a second. And then end activity is pretty self-explanatory. If we're all done with what we need to do, we can end that activity. And then there's ways to get reports. It actually produces an Excel spreadsheet of the activities that happened, and so if you felt like you needed to record this or kind of needed a printout or whatever, you'd have the ability to do that. So for right now, I'm going to say send next question to the student. So here's question number 2. There's a picture. What kind of animal is this? And then if you scroll on the phone, you can see that there's 4 possible answers. So in case you're wondering, this is my dog. So what kind of animal is this? The student can select deer, cat, dog, pig. I have chosen a multiple choice question here, and I've inserted an image just to show you that there can be a photograph, there can be a chart, there can be a graph, and the question could be related to that particular thing. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and we're going to say dog. So we're going to select dog, and it says done, and it also gives us some feedback. Good job, you got the right answer. Okay, so at this particular point, if we look over to the left, here's the instructor, because I did not say hide live results. As soon as each student takes this quiz, it's going to be scored and the live results are going to show up. Now, it doesn't show the group who got what right and who got what wrong. In this case, we had one correct answer. There's only one student listed in the class right now. If I said hide the live result, that would be gone. You wouldn't be able to see that. Again, if we wanted that information, you see we can still see the question, but we can't see how anybody responded or what the score was. But if I go back to live result, we get that particular information again. So at this case, I'm ready to either go to the previous question. If for whatever reason I needed to go back, I can send the next question to the students, or I can end the activity. I'm going to send the next question to the students. So I hit the next question, and it's going to load that question. Said, what is the Michigan's largest Great Lakes? So it's which one of the following. The question probably could be worded better. And if you look at on the students' side of things, they're going to see the question. They have 5 possible answers. So let's do it incorrectly now. We're going to say Michigan. And it says wrong answer. The correct answer was Superior. So we have that particular answer. Again, the score is showing because we have live results on. If we wanted to go back to the previous question, we could do that. If we're all done, we can click End Activity from an instructor's point of view. I can either cancel this and go back into doing more. I can hit No Report, or I can hit Email Report. If you hit Email Report, it's going to email it to the account email address. If you saw there in green, it showed up and it said there was an email successfully reported there. Also, to create a quiz, you can go into the same spot, create, edit, and import quiz as a faculty, and you can create a quiz. You also have the ability to import a quiz. Give the quiz a name. You can decide whether it's multiple choice or short answer. I'll pick multiple choice. You then just type in the question. You can type in the question, and as you can see under the question area where my cursor is blinking, you can add an image. If you click on that add an image, it'll take you either to the camera roll on a particular device. If you're doing this on a laptop, it'll go to your My Pictures area. You can pull something off the web. You can get something out of Dropbox. A lot of places you can get it. You can actually take a picture with your tablet and then use that picture right there. It defaults to 5 answers, and all you have to do is type in your question, put in your possible answer choices. You don't have to use all the answers. If you want to, you can. Let's say I just decide to use those 4, and I hit save. So I've created a quiz. You have the ability to share that. It's now in my drop-down box here. You can see that I've created all of these quizzes in here, and I can actually go in and grab one of these particular quizzes if I like. I can create one on the spot. I had the ability to add more questions. I just did not do that at that particular time. And then once you go back in here, here's my test quiz, Accounting 101. That's the one I just created. If I want to do something with that, I can select right here that particular quiz. You see that one has the check mark next to it. I can delete it. I can duplicate it. I can go back in and edit the particular quiz. Remember, whatever's in that drop-down box is going to get you to that particular point. So this is the quiz. The first question is always going to be enter your name. The second question is going to be whatever you wanted. Again, at this particular point, since I wanted to edit, I can actually hit another multiple choice, or I can hit a short answer, and I can just keep going. I can continue to add any questions that I want. When I get done, I hit save. That's as easy as that is to do it at this particular point. I got the little red action there because I did not have an actual quiz question, but I just wanted to show you how that's done. Again, the students will access at m.socrative.com, and then they will enter that room number and they will be able to participate. There's no logins that they have to do. There's no sign-ins. They don't have to download any software, and they can do it on a computer or any type of mobile device, either in the Apple environment or in the Android environment. Hopefully this was helpful for you.